So now we've created our database, but it's important to remember that we're in an environment similar to parted. What that means is that we can have a database selected, and we need to be careful about what database we have selected because that's going to affect what we're doing. We want to make sure we're adding tables to the correct database and whatnot. So to see what database is currently selected, we would type select database, empty parentheses, and then of course a semicolon. You can see the database that we have selected is null. We don't have a database selected. We can select the database by typing use and then the name of the database with a semicolon. You can see the database has been changed here so that if we issue select database again, you can now see that we're working in the time clock database. Now we want to move over to the MySQL database right now. So use MySQL and then semicolon. I personally like to verify that. Yes, okay, we are in MySQL because now what we want to do is add a new user. So our instructions here say that we need to add a new MySQL user, name time clock or whatever you wish. Again, we're going to stick with the default time clock. Create a password with it and make sure that it has certain privileges like select, update, insert, delete, alter, and create. Only to this database, only to the time clock for security database. So it doesn't need access to other databases, just to the time clock database. So let's go ahead and do that now. So let's go ahead and create the user here. Create user. We want the user to be called time clock as per the instructions. Time clock at localhost will be sufficient. Watch your quotes there. Make sure you're using that single quote there. And identified by. This is going to be your password here. So identified by your password. In this case, let's give it the password. I don't want it to be too easy. Let's do, all right, a little bit of champion there, exclamation point, why not? Okay, choose your password there, identified by that password, and then you'll end it here with a semicolon to create this user. And so the user is called time clock with this password. So click enter, query's okay. So we've created that user, but at this point the user does not have any privileges to do anything. And remember, our instructions tell us it has to at least be able to select, update, insert, delete, alter, and create on this database. Okay, so we don't need to give it access to other databases. But in reality, we can grant all permissions to this user on this database. Not on the others, but on this database that we've just created. So we'll be giving it permissions, giving the user all privileges, grant all privileges on what? On our database, and then the tables. We want to give it access to all tables, so we'll use an asterisk. If you were to type this, you would grant all privileges to this user on all databases and all tables. We don't need to do that. It only needs permission. This user only needs permissions and privileges on the time clock database. And so that's what we're going to give it right there. We're granting all privileges on the time clock database with all tables to what? To our new user, which is called time clock at local host, and then not forgetting our semicolon at the end, so that we've granted all privileges to the new user on our time clock database and on all tables of that database as well. Now at this point, we have to be sure that we flush our privileges. So once you're done adjusting privileges, this is all we need to do with privileges right now, we want to be sure to flush the privileges using that flush privileges command.